For decades, the German High Command believed the war in the East would be quick. They assumed their Panzer divisions were invincible, unstoppable, perfected machines. You do not fear a tank made by peasants and engineers behind a snowbound factory in the Urals. Their intelligence reports laughed at the T-34, dismissing it as a slow, under-armored curiosity. It was too crude, too simple, too Soviet to matter. The doctrine of Blitzkrieg had proven itself in Poland, France, and the Low Countries. Why would Russia be any different? But in 1941, one tank, one crew, changed everything. You are Sergeant Ivan Zaytsev, 28 years old, born in a small village outside Smolensk. A farm boy turned soldier. Your hands are calloused from plowing fields, and now they grip the T-34's turret handles with lethal precision. You have survived the first weeks of Operation Barbarossa, dodging Luftwaffe bombs and Panzer shell fire. You are tough, calculating, and unafraid. It is October 1941. The German advance is swift, brutal, and confident. Entire towns fall before your eyes. Roads are clogged with retreating columns. Villages burn. You know the stakes. If the Germans take Smolensk, Moscow is exposed and the heart of the Soviet Union is at risk. Yet you have something they do not anticipate. A T-34, your new companion of steel, fast and impervious in ways the enemy cannot yet fathom. You feel the weight of your mission. The tank isn't just a machine. It is the last hope to slow an enemy who believes nothing can stop them. You take a deep breath, glance at your crew, and whisper, "They will regret laughing at us." The morning fog rolls over the Dnieper Valley. You hear the rumble before you see it. A column of Panzer III and IV tanks, German crews laughing, waving, confident. They know their superiority. They have 27 tanks in this advance, each bristling with 50mm and 75mm cannons. Your T-34 sits alone on a ridge. One crew, one tank, facing the entire column. 1,500 meters. The enemy tank leads pause, scanning. 1,200 meters. You rotate the turret. Your commander shouts coordinates, adjusting for wind and slope. 900 meters. The first shell leaves your barrel. The roar shakes your chest. It strikes a Panzer III. Fire erupts from the turret. The Germans freeze, disbelief on their faces. They continue advancing. You fire again, another hit. Track shredded, engine smoking. They are slowing. Their laughter fades into panic. 600 meters. The T-34 maneuvers through a narrow ditch, bullets pinging off armor. 400 meters. You hear the crack of a German 75mm shell. It glances off the sloped armor. No penetration. You grin. 200 meters. Close range. The enemy commander waves his crew to flank. Mistake. Another shell rips through the lead Panzer IV. The column halts. Chaos. Smoke and fire mingle with the screams of horses and men. The Germans try to regroup, forming a wedge.
Your crew loads and fires with ruthless efficiency. Shell after shell strikes, each hit calculated, precise. In under 20 minutes, you have destroyed 5 tanks, disabled 3 more, and stalled an entire armored advance. The enemy is stunned. They shout orders. Confusion reigns. They had expected resistance, but not from a peasant tank in the hands of peasants. If you find this kind of forgotten history as fascinating as we do, we'd be honored if you'd hit that subscribe button. We believe these stories of courage, sacrifice, and ingenuity deserve to be told. And by subscribing, you help ensure they aren't forgotten. You are out of ammunition for the main gun, but the machine guns roar. Infantry surrounds your T-34, Panzer grenadiers trembling as they approach. Every shot counts. You fire bursts into advancing squads. One tank that was mocked as slow and weak has become the nightmare of an entire Panzer division.
A German officer peering from behind his tank realizes the truth. Their doctrine fails. Their arrogance blinds them. They retreat, leaving burning hulks in their wake. You breathe, hands trembling, heart pounding. You have held the line against what they thought unstoppable. What they didn't know was that this single engagement would echo across the Eastern Front. News of the T-34's performance spreads. German commanders adjust their tactics, desperately ordering heavier armor and coordinated attacks. Entire Panzer divisions are reallocated, slowing the advance on Moscow. The Soviet Union gains precious time to fortify key positions, train new crews, and mass reserves. The psychological impact is as critical as the physical. German soldiers who once mocked the T-34 in reports and letters home now speak in hushed tones. Terrified whispers of the invincible tank spread. The underdog has forced an arrogant enemy to respect the underestimated, to recalculate, to pause where they thought victory was inevitable. Strategically, Moscow holds longer. Supply lines stabilize, reinforcements arrive. The T-34 proves that even a single underdog weapon in skilled hands can alter the trajectory of an entire war. Sergeant Ivan Zaytsev survives the winter of 1941, wounded but alive, becoming a symbol among tank crews. To this day, veterans recall his story as the epitome of courage under impossible odds. The T-34 goes on to dominate the Eastern Front, its sloped armor and powerful 76.2 millimeter gun rewriting armored warfare forever. The lessons endure. Never underestimate an opponent. Never dismiss the underestimated. And never forget the courage of individuals who face the impossible. If this story moved you, please hit that like button. Every click tells the algorithm this piece of history is worth remembering. We're dedicated to rescuing these forgotten stories from the archives. If you want to join us on this mission, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Where are you watching from? Drop a comment with your city or state and tell us if someone in your family served. Thank you for ensuring that Sergeant Ivan Zaytsev and the 5 men of his T-34 crew do not disappear into silence. They deserve to be remembered.